Today, we're diving into a topic that can transform your online teaching experience. Why should you be using engaging and interactive Google Slides instead of those traditional slides packed with text and pictures? If you're an online teacher looking to boost engagement, you won't want to miss this. Okay, let's face it. Traditional slides can be boring. You know the ones I'm talking about, full of text, static images, and little to no interaction between your slides and your students. While they might get the job done, they often lead to disengaged students who zone out halfway through the lesson. So what is the solution? Interactive Google Slides. But first, what do I mean by interactive Google Slides? So these slides are slides that include drag and drop activities, clickable elements, and simple games created with drag and drop and clickable elements. And they're going to make learning fun and engaging. So they're going to even take those topics that are hard for your students, like math skills, some reading skills, where your students just don't even feel successful in them because they're hard. By creating interactive and teaching with interactive Google Slides, it's going to take away that pressure of, I don't know if I can do this, I don't fix it successful. It's going to make it fun for your students. So imagine your students actively participating in their learning instead of just passively absorbing the information. Okay, so what are some benefits of these interactive slides? Why should you use interactive slides? One is to increase engagement. So interactive slides will definitely keep students on their toes. They're much more likely to participate when they can click, drag, and play their way through the lesson. So I have an example here for you guys of an interactive slides that I use. Let's click slideshow. So these slides, I use most of my examples here are math, but I will throw in some other subjects as well. So I use this to teach a multiplication fact. This one specifically on 7. So what makes this one fun is because there are different activities throughout the lesson that we can play. And here's our interactive spots. Students can decide as a group or as a one-on-one where they want to go. So let's just say they pick number 5, and that brings us right to a game. So we've learned the subject, we've taught the subject, and here we're ready to really practice it. Get down nitty-gritty and practice what we've learned. So I have just a simple matching game. So here is a drag and drop feature where we are trying to find the answers. That was not an answer. And with drag and drop, I can be the one dragging and dropping, or I can share slides with my students. I can be the ones dragging and dropping. And I would do that in one-on-one classes. Number 2 is enhanced retention, and this retention goes both ways. So study shows that active learning helps with retention. So as students, and we've heard this too, as you are getting your hands into what you're learning, you're really going to retain that information a lot better instead of just spitting out information to our students. So when they engage with our slides, then they're more likely to remember our content we're teaching them. Interactive and engaging also helps with retaining our students in our classes. It is much easier to retain our students and keep our students coming back for 3 months, 6 months, more than a year, to keep our same students coming back to our one-on-one classes, to our group classes. It's easier than going out and constantly finding new students to bring to our classroom. Okay, number 3 is we can get immediate feedback. So with interactive elements, you as a teacher can provide instant feedback. And this helps students understand concepts better and correct their mistakes in real time. So I have another example of an activity. So I have fractions on a number line. We can review these and students can drag and drop these where they go. And this can also be this kind of activity. It could be a vocab word. So this could be, instead of fractions on a number line, it could be dates on a number line in history, where you are having students actually drag those dates on a timeline and drag a description of what's happening at that date. Could be vocab words for a book you're reading, and you're dragging them to match the definition, or it could be sight words and you're dragging letters to create the sight words. There's endless possibilities. Here's one where that you can drag and drop, where I have a column. So there could be 3 things in a column, a KWL chart. Here I have fractions. We're dragging manipulatives over. I can have question. We can find either the answer, drag it over, or I could have a word up top, words over here. We're dragging and dropping rhyming words. We're dragging pictures that match a certain word that's in Spanish. There are a lot of ways. And one way to kind of take this even further, especially with your older students, is you give them a space to type. So maybe they've dragged vocab words here to match that definition. And then maybe on the other slide, they are now typing on the slides. And you can see that as a teacher. They are typing a silly sentence with the vocab word, and you're able to share that with the rest of your students in class as well. Here is a hide and seek game created with this exact same elements of what are drag and drop features or clickable slides that I've showed in the other activities as well. This one could be really good practice for those fast subjects. So math facts, sight words, letters, anything that needs a quick recall is our hide and seek game. So students can tell me which item that we should click on, and we'll click on it, see what's behind. And number 4, you can customize your slides to fit any subject or age group. The possibilities are endless, as you have seen. We've got national park themed, we got camping to use manipulatives, and that just allows you to get creative with your lessons. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Natalie, this sounds great. I don't have the time to learn, or I don't feel tech savvy enough to create these interactive slides. So let's address those concerns, because you absolutely can create these things that I've shown you. So yes, it does take time to create interactive slides, and it may take some initial time to get familiar with Google Slides and all of the features and buttons needed to create this. But think of it as an investment. Once you get the hang of it, creating these slides, you save time in the long run, because you can reuse and adapt anything that you make for future lessons, making your preparation more efficient. So, for example, you've created the hide and seek game. Create a template of that. So the whole game is there, the bones of the game is there, but minus the questions. And then you can make a copy of that, add in different questions for a different class, and that took you 10 minutes versus creating it all again from scratch. And your students will be much more engaged. I had a student just last week who I got a message from her mom, and it just made me so happy. I sent a message to her, just thanking her, so happy she was in class, and I hope she had a good time playing our game. We played a board game. So there's our drag and drop element. And she was having so much fun during class. And her mom messaged me back, and she's like, she absolutely loved your class. And I am so grateful because math is a struggle. And the last class we had, she was in tears because it was hard and she didn't want to go back. She didn't feel successful and she just didn't have a good experience. But adding in those interactive features and adding in a game created with those interactive features, she had a blast. Even though math was still hard, that did not change for her. It was still hard, but she had fun and it took the pressure off of, I don't have to know the answer right now. I don't have to be perfect. It's okay. I feel okay to make mistakes because this classroom environment is fun. And that's my absolute goal with all of my lessons is to make them interactive and fun and engaging for students so we can make learning fun. So I do have a workshop, a 90-minute workshop. Well, I will show you the exact steps to create drag and drop activities, as well as simple and fun clickable slides and games like you saw, using manipulatives, the hide and seek game, as well as templates for everything we create. So you don't have to start from that blank slide again. Click that link below to join us live or to catch the replay. I am teaching it live at the end of September. So if you miss that live date, don't worry. You can still catch that replay down below. And bonus, I am including ready to edit templates as well to save you time so you do not have to start from a blank screen every time. So excited. Okay. What if you don't feel tech savvy? You're like, I don't know, it just looks so advanced. There's no way that I could create interactive or engaging lessons. Don't worry. Google Slides is a very, very, very user-friendly, so easy to use. And in my workshop, I will walk you through every single step. My teachers that I've worked with who have created interactive slides thought it was a daunting task. There must be a million steps to get it to work like that. But there's not, and now they're confident in creating their own customized slides. Okay, here are some quick tips to get you started using interactive Google Slides. First one, start small. We're going to begin with just one element per lesson. So that could be a drag and drop. I'm going to add a drag and drop activity into this lesson and start there. That's where we're going to start. There's no need to overwhelm ourselves because we can do this and you are awesome and you are totally capable of doing this. But let's pick one to start with. And the second one is ask for feedback from your students. Your students are your main audience for your lessons. So we want to make sure that they love your lessons. And I, to this day, still do this. After playing a game, hey, what do you think of that game? I had another student, he said he gave me 1,000 thumbs up. And it was the hide and seek game example that I showed you. I just, after every game, how did you like the game? What did you think of the game? He's like, yes, 1,000 thumbs up. Yes. Mission accomplished. So all that feedback from your students, it will definitely help refine your slides and make them even better. Okay, I love Google Slides and what it can do for your lessons in your online classroom. So not only can it enhance student engagement and retention of students' information, as well as getting them to love coming back to your classroom over and over every single week. So if you're ready to use Google Slides, I can't wait to see you inside my Google Slides That Shine workshop. Well, I will walk you through step by step how to create interactive and engaging lessons. Click the link below to sign up for the workshop, or again, catch that replay. And click this next video on your screen to learn how to use Nearpod to make your lessons engaging and interactive, especially those self-paced classes. See you over there.